the reason why I'm sharing all of this is because I would like to help women. I would like to help the women that never had a help. I would like to help women that were taught to please men, were taught to please other people. I would like to open, or at least be parts of other women's life and open their eyes. And if not, at least they can talk to me. You can write to me, of course. They can feel that they're not alone, because I felt alone in that moment. No one was helping me. I had to help myself, and I'm gonna tell you also in the next videos how did I help myself. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sara Bennari, and thank you. I think this video is only to thank you guys for everything, for the support, for the nice messages. I didn't expect, honestly, people to like my content so quickly. I thought I have to work hard. I don't know how long. My dear, if you don't let me pass. I did not expect all of this love straight away. I thought it will take some time. I thought no one will look at my content, especially in the beginning, because that profile, I was using it before, then I stopped posting, then now I'm using it again. So I thought the algorithm would have put some penalty on my account to do not show it to anyone, and I did not really market my profile at all. And seeing 100+ views per video is crazy for me. For me, it's extremely crazy, and I'm extremely grateful. Love you very much for that. Thank you really much. I did not expect that outcome. I did not expect the people reaching out to me. I woke up today in the morning. This was from my cat. I woke up today in the morning that my face was double size. My eyes were... I took off my eyelashes. Why? It's my own. My eyes were double size. My face still, if you see, is completely bloated. And I woke up with this voice, literally. I called my friend and he was like, girl, you seem like a man. And I'm like, no, my voice seems like a man. I don't know what happened. I slept my 7 hours. I have my Aura ring, and we were chit-chatting, and he saw me doing the whole glow, passing from a zombie to a goddess. And he was like, you're crazy. I don't want to be a woman. It was me, like, with my heels running here and there. Anywho. Great. So this lady that contacted me, she contacted me in my Instagram. So I was working in her bakery, but I did not work for long. It was something that was also illegal, and we didn't know. No one of us knew. And I want to tell you the story about this. My perfume felt in my coffee. Thank God the car can drive alone. I'm gonna drink the coffee anyway. I don't know with who do you think you're talking to. I'm still not millionaire. I'm bringing my coffee, my own, from home instead of buying it, simply because that €2.50, that's 10 dirhams, they're here. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. So I was saying, it was illegal job, and we didn't know. Both of us, we didn't know that it was illegal. Simply because when I went to Germany, and as you know, what is this? And as you know, my family, my mother just told me, try something, because it's not that she didn't want me home, it's that I made it really clear that I didn't want to stay home. I made it really clear that I didn't want to stay home. She was like, you can choose a university, you can choose this and that. And I was like, no, I'm not doing any university in here. I'm not staying at home. So I would like to find my way. That's what I told her. So she knew that I didn't want to stay there. So that's why she told me to leave. It's not that, I don't know. Yeah. It's not that she didn't want me there. It's that I didn't want to stay there anymore. So that's why I wanted to try something. And instead of seeing me completely depressed, closed in my room because I was living by my own, even though I was living in that house, she gave me the opportunity to leave. I would like to see it this way. I don't want to see it in a negative way, because there's no point on seeing life in a negative way. When I went to Germany, I didn't know that I was not allowed to work. Arbeitserlaubnis was missing. I was not allowed to work in Germany because I was Moroccan, because I did not have the Italian passport. So as I said, I did not know this, and I was applying from a job to another, They would make me start the work, and while they're trying to process my documents to get me, paying taxes on me working there. The system would not allow me to work in there, and they would just let me go, tell me, hey, look, I don't know why, but we could not hire you, so I'm sorry, you cannot work in here in black, of course, right? So with this lady, I worked like 1 month. It was her and her husband, 2 pieces of sweet bread. They were so nice people, honestly. And then of course they let me go simply because it was too dangerous to make me work without documents, and I do get their point. I worked in there and she just came with, do you remember me? I was like, yeah, I do. And she was like, oh, thank you, I love your videos. I'm like, oh, I will answer you. But I was like, oh, my heart in the early morning, it was wow. And why do I say that? Is because, guys, anything that you go through is literally a blessing if you see it with the right eyes, right? As I said, I went through depression. I even drank a bottle of wine a day, and one day I will tell you also the story of this. And I was not doing good. I even gained, my dear, why are you going 50? I gained 30 kg within 3 months, and without knowing it, I changed my body, I changed my brain in 3 months, and I did not recognize myself anymore after these 3 months. It took me like at least 6 months to understand that that was my body. I was feeling like my brain, Sara, that went in Germany, was not the Sara that was living in that time. Does it make sense for you? So yeah, let me tell you how my life in Germany started and how did I end up living with my ex from day one. It's not because he helped me, it's for another reason, and let me explain you everything. So my parents, my mother, never taught me boundaries. So this is something that I will teach to my children to the max. They will know that a no in their head must be a no in their tongue. And for me, it was not like that. For me, you always have to make other people happy. You always have to please other people. You always have to put them first. I remember, this is a small thing, but it kind of was traumatizing for me. One day I was having a nice bag, a nice purse with me. I was, I think, like 9, 10, something like that. And my mother met another woman, another lady there in the city. And they were just talking in the middle of the road, out of nowhere. They just met and they started talking, right? So they were talking, and at a point, this lady says to my mother, oh, really nice bag that your daughter has. My dear, you know what my mother did? She took the bag from me. She took everything what was inside and she put it on the whatever, like in her bag, and she gave her the bag. She gave her the purse, and I was like, it was mine, and she took it. So that's what I learned, that other people always come first. This is a stupid example, as I said, but is an example that remains in my mind. Or she always taught me to do volunteering, to help people, that's why I did Red Cross for how long? For like almost 5 years, till it was, my opinion, slightly too dangerous for myself. And maybe one day I can explain you this too. And that's why all of this happened. And so I never really learned boundaries. Why do I tell you this? It's because when I went to Germany, I got to know this guy literally after like 3 days. He was the waiter where I went once for dinner. And then I went there for dinner to see if I could work in that place, and then they took me to work in the kitchen. And after that, sorry guys, I'm trying to understand where shall I go. And after that, I started working in there, and I got to know this guy. Everyone was literally sexualizing me, literally. It was a disgusting place that I left within 2 weeks. Yeah, they didn't tell me that I was working black. They didn't tell me anything. So that's why when I went and worked for this bakery, they told me, my dear, we cannot take you because you're not allowed to work. And I did not understand them. I thought they didn't want me to work with them because I was like, how come I worked before and They didn't tell me anything and you're not taking me. But then I got it, right? And this man was the only one that was not treating me like a piece of meat that was walking there. Once he came to my apartment and we started talking about our goals, the things that we want to achieve. Guys, I was 20, he was 34, something like that. And then he started with the first lie. He was like, oh my god, I came here with 400 euro, I lost it, and I was like, guys, I did not have boundaries, and I was the most, I don't know why, honestly, I was the most genuine person in this world. If you tell me something, I would believe you and I would not think any bad of you. Now, I think first bad and then I'm gonna think of good. Not because I'm toxic, not because, it's because people are liars. People are not genuine. And I would talk about at least 75% of the people in this earth are not genuine. Sorry, not sorry. I was genuine and I believed him. What did I do? Since, do you remember that I went to Germany with cash, right? So I had in my wardrobe under my clothes, now not anymore, but no one can come and rob me in Dubai. I was in Germany, you remember I had cash, right? So I went to my wardrobe and I gave him 600. Why did I give him 600? I don't know. I gave him 600 euro cash. No, guys, I gave him 400. Now I will tell you about the 600. I gave him 400 cash like this. I told him, all right, because he was like, oh my god, tomorrow I had to pay something and I don't have the money anymore. Guys, don't try this trick with me because it doesn't work anymore. I gave him the cash and it was literally the first time that we were actually meeting outside from, like the second time we were meeting outside from, or the first time. No, second time. That we were meeting outside from the, not office, from the restaurant. And he gave me, as any toxic person does, he gave me the cash back. So he gave me the money back within 1 week, I think, something like that. So he gave me the 400 back. The funny thing is that when he gave me the cash back, he came with another problem that I cannot tell you because I don't remember. And I gave him 600. So remember, I went to Germany with 2,500 euro. I spent around 1,200 for the apartment when I paid, I think, for the first month, and I gave a deposit, something like that. And so I don't know how much it's still, like something, it's still some extra money. I was living with the bare minimum, in a nice apartment, however, with the bare minimum. And I gave to this guy 400, he gave it back to me, and then I gave him 600. When I gave him 600, he did not give them back to me. He was like, yeah, at the moment life is slightly hard, I cannot give it to you straight away, so please, if you could wait. I was like, okay. When I left that restaurant, in the beginning, I think I could not go back to the apartment where I was living in, something like that. And since I was not allowed to go back, I went to another apartment in the middle of nowhere, where there was a weirdo that said, I'm gonna sleep in the kitchen, you can sleep in my bedroom and you just pay to me the rent. And I was like, I mean, if he decides to sleep in the kitchen, like, that's his business, not mine. At least I have somewhere to sleep. I said, okay, but this person was literally like knocking at my door at any time during the day. Oh, let's play chess. I brought this Aperol that we can drink together. These type of things that I was like it was kind of crazy, because I was like, why would you come to a woman's room at 10 in the evening with alcohol and say like you want to play chess? I'm like, stay away from me. Like, so after 2 days that he did the same thing, I spoke with this guy, with my ex, and I told him this thing. And that's how we started living together, because he told me, he didn't tell me, hey, look, I'm the man, I'm gonna help you. He told me, you can come and live with me because anyway I own you money, so you can come and live with me for free. So it was not for free. So that's how, since I didn't have boundaries, I thought he was in love with me. No, he was only an asshole. That's why then we started kinda our relationship. Oh my god, I wanted to leave that relationship from the second month. I swear on God. Like, this friend of mine that I was in a call with today in the morning, he knows everything, right? And he was like, from the second, third month that I was in a call with him, he was like, why don't you just break up? Talk to him, do this, do that. And I was just calling him in front of my ex, because he was a really platonic friend, and just cry. And he's like, are you serious? Are you serious, Sara? So he went with me through all of this. Thank God I have someone that is testimony of everything. And that's the thing. So that's how actually we started living together. It's not out of love. It's not because he was maintaining me. It's because he was actually owning me money, even though he was 14 years older than me. And he just deducted it with 2 months rent. I said everything wrong. The second time I gave him 900 euro because the rent was 900 euros, so divided to 450 each month. And the first time I gave him 600 euro and not 400. That's why I remember the 600. So all in total 1,500. However, the worst period came after this bakery time, because they told me we cannot make you work. So I was like, all right, so what can I do? Because no one was literally taking me. There was a restaurant, pub restaurant, that took me to work with them, but they also closed. I don't know if they failed. No, yeah, they failed and they closed. So they also closed, so no one else was literally giving me a job. No one else. And I was like, what's going on? And I went into depression. So I went into depression, and guys, if I tell you that I was living, it was so funny, with small cents, like 5 cents, 10 cents, 1 euro, seeing 2 euro a day was wow. That was from the tip of my ex-boyfriend. So of course, if you go to Lidl, if you go to Aldi, you cannot really survive out of these 2 euro a day. Like, we were living in a hotel. It was not an apartment, so I could not even accumulate that money and cook for myself, because there was no way to cook for myself. There was no kitchen. It was literally a brown and dark green room in an old hotel. And yeah, and I was alone the whole day because it was COVID time, and the only way to go out was to go to the supermarket. So I would go 1 time or 2 times to the supermarket. I remember I was buying myself some chips, the corn that would fill me while I'm watching Netflix. Buy myself literally 4 or 5 pieces of bread, and buy myself some turkey or something to eat with the bread, of course, and some cheese if I could. Money wise, guys, if I tell you, because in Germany we have also the fund. When you buy a drink, they deduct extra from the drink price from you. How much? 25 cents. And if you give them the bottle back, they will give you back the 25 cents that you can use in their supermarket, right? So I had this money, this ticket that I was using daily to give them back, and that's how I was actually living. So imagine eating bread and turkey on a daily basis for breakfast, lunch and dinner. No hot meal for months, no cooked meal for months, because of course we could not allow ourselves to go to the restaurants. And sometimes he was bringing with himself some food. Oh, I remember the only hot meals that I was allowed to eat. Oh, how much is 70? Okay, I can go. The only thing that I was allowing myself to eat was literally the ready to go type of pasta noodles that you do in the microwave. We did not have a microwave in the room, so I always had to go to the reception and ask them to microwave it for me. Guys, how that situation was. And my mental health, literally, and I was abandoned from my mother. Like, my mother at that point, I think she stopped talking to me for like 1.5 years, 2 years, something like that. She did not at all call me or ask me, how are you doing? Are you alive? Literally nothing. And so, guys, you can understand that living in this way, in a country where you still don't know the language, you are not allowed to work, and you're living with someone that comes in the evening at home. Remember, he's older than you, and you think that this is a good thing, but it's not a good thing. So he's coming at home, and the first thing he does is not asking you how was your day, if you're doing good. Like, he's literally sitting in the desk and playing with his phone or watching a movie, and you're like, can you please just scratch my back while I sleep? And he's like, what else do you want? This was the type of behavior that I was getting. That's why I was crying on a daily basis, because I felt like I could not receive any type of love at all. So, guys, if I tell you this, it's because I healed up from everything. Like, don't come to me and be like, I feel sorry for you. My dear, if I'm a bitch now, there's a reason. With men, with anything, like, there's a reason. It's not that it comes out of nowhere, entitlement or etc. No, it comes from real life. And if I did not go through that, maybe I could have ended up in a good man's hands and stood a baby all my life long. But life had better things for me than just depending from a man, and then maybe had to face this type of hard things in life in my 40s. But since I lived them in my early 20s, then I think learning these lessons really soon made me understand a lot about what I want, what I don't want, what I want to accept, what I don't want to accept in the early stage, so that I don't find myself with children, without money, without a life. Oh my God, this is the culinar that I want. Without my own life, and trading my life for my children that I will love, but is trading my life for my children's life. I thank God of everything that I went through. Why? Because I see life in a positive way, even though my life was not positive. Oh my God, I arrived at home early, and I still have to tell you a lot, guys. I still have to tell you a lot. So this said, what else happened? So yeah, that was the thing. So that's how I gained 30 kilos within 3 months, because I was always in my bed, if not in the bed, sorry if I say that, but in the bathroom, because it was a bed and a bathroom. And the only way to go out was to go to the nearest supermarket that was literally 300 meters from my hotel. And I was abandoned from my mother. I had a boyfriend that did not care at all about me, and the only reason why we were living together is because he was owing me money. So I just lived there for free, but simply because I gave him the money before. It's not because I was living for free. All right, I wanted this message to arrive, and I will tell you all the rest of my life, and I will tell you the second part of the story next time, if I remember. Love you. Thank you really much for watching this video till now. My dear, can you open? Like, now I'm not early to work anymore. I'm late. So I also want to say that I love to overshare my life simply because there's a goal behind it. There's a lot of women that are younger than me or even older, and they go through my same issues, or they faced my same issues, or they don't know what to do with certain situations. And the reason why I lived bad things but I live life in a really nice, positive way is not because I am psycho, narcissist, or I don't have feelings. It's because I always try to see what I can learn from things more than why did it happen to me. I don't have the victim mindset. If something happens to me, I'm just like, all right, Sara, you let this happen. Why? What can you learn from this? That's how I actually do live my life. And that's how at 25 years old, my brain is so solid, is so confident that is hard to break it. Like, it takes a narcissist, it takes a bad person really, really long to try to enter in my brain and try to ruin it, to the extent that they barely have access to me. They don't have access to me. So this type of people anymore. So the reason why I'm sharing all of this is because I would like to help women. I would like to help the women that never had a help. I would like to help women that were taught to please men, were taught to please other people, because I know this is a cultural thing in Arab world. Like, I like your watch, oh, take it. Yeah, as long as it's not mine and it's my daughter's watch, I'm gonna give it to you. And if something happens to my daughter and someone does something to her and we have to go to the hospital, Sara, don't say the truth, say that you felt on against the door. Guys, there's so many things that taught me to never put myself first and always put someone else first, even though is the villain. But I would like to open, or at least be part of other women's life and open their eyes. And if not, at least they can talk to me. You can write to me, of course. They can feel that they're not alone, because I felt alone in that moment. No one was helping me. I had to help myself, and I'm gonna tell you also in the next videos how did I help myself. I would like these women to do not feel alone, because that's the most important things. What you go through, I'm sorry for that. It happens, and it happens a lot. However, does not mean that you're worthless or that you need psychotherapy, wie sagt man? You need a psychologist that will give you medicine. No. You're strong. Of course, psychologist is extremely important. I think that if I had a psychologist, and I'm gonna tell you also his story. But this is because I have a lot of nice things happening around me. So, يا رب. Hey, ممكن عليكم رفشنا لحيت أنا مل. Okay. Alright, the camera went off because it's too hot in here. No worries, I'm gonna now go to work. And kisses, we'll talk in the next video. Alright, bye.